Good morning. It is 10:38 on Tuesday, December 13th, 2024. I'm Dave Glovin, and you're not, and this is Boogie with the Bull Tuesday morning caffeine. And I'm here because we're looking for guests for Boogie with the Bull Tuesday Night Live, which runs at 7 p.m. here on my Dave Glovin profile and on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And if you're interested, you are more than welcome to join us tonight. Remember, there are 7 guest positions available. So the first 7 people get them. And God forbid there are more than 7 people that want to be on. We will have to rotate people. Free parachute service will be provided. So if you're interested in being on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and having an opportunity to tell your view on just about anything, tonight is your opportunity. It's normally a political broadcast, but it doesn't have to be. We'll probably start with some politics or rotate around other topics and probably come back to politics because that's what we've always done for the 3, 4, 5 years we've been doing this. Also, I'm not going to apologize to anyone, whether they do their own broadcast or they're a member of my groups or somehow they know me on social media. I have acknowledged on just about every broadcast I have done, my own on Facebook and or everyone else's, that I interrupt people. It has nothing to do with my being bipolar 1 and 2. It has nothing to do with me having Lewy body's dementia. It has to do with growing up the third child of 5, the middle child of 5, and always wanting to be sure that my parents heard me when I wanted them to hear me. And it professed to go with my life through school, through college, through my limousine business, through everything in life. And that's just how I am. I'm sorry that it bothers people. If it does, don't come on Boogie with the Bull, because it's likely to happen to you and it's likely to upset you. Don't invite me onto your broadcast because it's likely to happen and you may have to ignite my parachute at any time during your broadcast. And I don't want to have to apologize that you have to do that. That's just where I am. Okay? As far as background noise goes, we got a Chihuahua who is a conservative patriot Republican, just like her dad, and she likes to bark and speak her point of view. That's how I raised her. Speak for yourself whenever you feel you need to. We also live in a home where there is a Rottweiler, 2 pit bulls, an Akita, and a Husky. And they like to share their comments whenever they feel like it. Can't control it. Not in a soundproof studio like a lot of my friends are. Not in a studio on the other side of their house like a lot of my friends are. Not in a private studio anywhere like a lot of my friends are. And you know what? To me, that's part of the coolness, if that's the word I want, of doing Boogie with the Bull broadcast. It shows that I'm just me flipping my mic and my camera on and doing what I think needs to be done whenever I think it needs to be done. And that means that sometimes you may hear my Chihuahua. Sometimes you might hear the cat. Sometimes you might hear the 5 other dogs. Sometimes you might hear people yelling in another room or talking in another room. And that's just the way it is. And if it bothers you, then I got to tell you, don't watch Boogie with the Bull, because Boogie with the Bull is live and I can't control it. When it happens, it happens. If I get mad and get loud, it happens. I try not to get mad and get loud. I try not to cut people off. But, again, my brain remembers 5 kids trying to get their parents' attention 24/7, and the ones who were the loudest got it sometimes. So that's where I'm at. If it's too much for you, don't do a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. Don't apologize. Just don't do a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. Go on and do your own or do someone else's, and you don't have to deal with it. The offer from Boogie with the Bull Boot Camp to try to help anybody who has ever thought about doing a broadcast is still there. I have StreamYard. I will teach you, if I decide that we want to work together, to use StreamYard. It's very easy. And you and your graphics team can come on and use it whenever you want and do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't cause me to lose my StreamYard. Because if I lose mine, then you're using mine, then you lose yours. And it doesn't have to be a political broadcast. It can be just about anything you want, as long as, like I said, it doesn't cause me to lose my StreamYard, or it doesn't cause me to lose my ability to link to anywhere on the internet that I want to be on with my broadcast running on. It's a promise that we made, 3, 4, 5 years ago when we started doing this. And it's something that we will continue doing. And in light of my now having dementia, it will probably be pushed more often, because it's not that I have dementia and want to stop doing Boogie with the Bull broadcast. I actually told my wife last night, sometimes I'm looking for an excuse to stop, but the reality is no, I really don't. I enjoy doing this. It's therapy for me, just like radio was therapy through college and 2 years professionally. And you know what? That's what I do. I've been on Facebook for almost 15 years. In April, it'll be 15 years that I've been on Facebook. We've had pages, we've had groups, we have groups, we still have pages. I get invited to be an admin in groups all the time, and I do my best to help those groups. And sometimes there are conflicts and I leave those groups, and sometimes I remain, and sometimes we even end up adopting those groups. And it's just, I'm very happy. I enjoy using social media. I have been on what became the internet for 42 years now, going back to when it was packet switching dial-up networks on AOL. And now it's fancy wireless web technology. And yeah, I'm addicted to it. I know how to use it the way I want to use it. I know how to use it to try to benefit other people. And that is what I try to do. And again, if you don't like it because you don't like me cutting you off, or you don't like it because you don't like hearing dogs bark in the background, or occasionally my phone will ring, or I'll get a message, do a better broadcast than me. Take my opportunity and do a better broadcast than me, and go out and do it. We all talk about citizen journalists and this and that and whatever. I'm just one guy who likes to talk and give people an opportunity to talk. And yeah, I will cut you off. I will interrupt you. And if we can work through that, you're more than welcome to be a guest on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. And if you wish, you're more than welcome to be a co-host of a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. And that does not require at any time that you invite me to ever come on to your broadcast. You're more than welcome to come on to mine. But understand that when you come on to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, you might be cut off, you might be interrupted, you might have your camera turned off and boot you, or your ability to be in the live chat turned off, because that's what everybody else does here. That's just technology. When somebody is on a broadcast and somebody doesn't want them on the broadcast, they turn their camera off. Then they turn their live chat off. You know what? I'm 62 years old, and somebody said the other day, actually yesterday, they're 60 and they're tired of being a part of it. And, whatever. You know what? I don't care anymore. If you don't like me, don't have me on your broadcast. If you don't like me, don't come on my broadcast. But the rules are still the same on Boogie with the Bull as they were 3, 4, 5 years ago when we started this. Everybody gets an opportunity to talk. Everybody might not get treated the way they think they should be treated, but everybody is respected for being here. I always tell people, leave the crap in the green room and come on and do the broadcast related to the topic it is or the discussions that there are, and then pick up your crap and take it out of the green room and go home with you. And if you can do that, then we're holding true to what I think our mission is. Our mission is to come on and let people know what's going on in the United States of America and around the world for as long as we can do it here on Facebook. And as long as we can do it on other social media networks like YouTube and Rumble, I think we're going to add. I'd like to add Twitter. I'd like to add Streetlock. I'd like to add every place. But unfortunately, other places cost money. Our Boogie with the Bull Rumble channel is sitting there waiting for me to pay Rumble $10 a month so I can get the codes and put it into StreamYard and start going so people on Rumble can decide whether or not they want to watch Boogie with the Bull. I'd like to do it so that it lands on X. The only problem, as I tell people, is that I don't think people on X will watch a 2-hour or an hour and a half or an hour broadcast because I think it's too long. And certainly if someone tweets a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, no one's going to sit there and watch a 2-hour tweet, an hour and a half tweet, an hour tweet. I can't afford, I'm sure, what it costs to get one of those really nice private rooms on X where you can live broadcast whatever you're doing. We're just a bunch of simple people here. Honestly, we get together, we turn our mics, we turn our cameras on, we try to have a good time, we try to laugh, we try to get out whatever information we can get you, and hope that when we turn off the mics, turn off the cameras, and go about our lives, that you at least think about what you saw, what you heard, and then decide whether or not it's applicable to your life and make decisions for your life. Recently, we did a broadcast. I don't know if I was on their broadcast or they were on my broadcast, where we were talking about it's time to own a gun and everybody in America should own a gun. My belief is if you want to own a gun to protect you and your family, then yes, this is the time to own a gun and be able to protect yourself and your family. If you want to wear that gun everywhere you go and you live somewhere that you can wear that gun everywhere you go, and you want to be able to protect yourself and other people everywhere you are, then do it. By all means, do it. But if you are like me and don't want to own a gun because guns kill people, and whether or not it's a justified shot, I don't care if the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court or God himself comes down to earth and says, David, that shot was justified. The way my brain was wired 62 years ago, I will spend the rest of my life and go crazier than I am now, worrying about whether or not there was another way I could have dealt with that situation rather than blowing somebody's brains out of their head and killing them. And that's because that's how I am. That's how I was wired. I didn't wire me, God did. My parents didn't ask for someone to be born from them with wiring issues and other issues and eyesight issues and this issue and that issue. It's the way I am. And I've said for 15 years on Facebook, I'm a communicator. God sent me here to communicate. And every once in a while, God does something with someone and throws something at you, and you have to learn how to deal with it. And that's what he did. He decided bipolar 1 and 2 would be fun, and you'd have to learn how to deal with it. And I did. Decided that Lewy body dementia would be difficult, but he thought I could get through it, and I have. It's a bitch, but I'm dealing with it every day. I get up some mornings, like today's Tuesday, and I start worrying what we're going to do on Boogie with the Bull. I get worried 2 hours before, what are we going to talk about? 5 minutes before, when it's all set up and ready to go, I'm praying to God that we get through it. 6:59, my brain is saying, you know what? You're not going to be able to do it today. Shut it off and go to bed. And you know what? I'm trying, and I continue doing it, and I tell people while I'm doing it that you can do it. You can live a life. You don't have to be Joe Biden, bumbling around like an idiot, taking orders that he knows that maybe he knows he shouldn't be taking, doing things that he shouldn't be doing. You don't have to do that. No, I call people handlers. My handlers are the best handlers that I've ever met. They know how to calm me down when I'm freaked out. They know how to deal with me when I'm wickedly depressed. They know how to get me back to baseline. And I thank God that I'm still with them. My wife and I in August will have been married 12 years. I never thought I'd get married at all. 12 years. I have 3 of the best stepchildren that a father who never thought he'd have kids could have. I got a grandson that we live with who sometimes doesn't know how to handle Papa. And sometimes Papa doesn't know how to handle him. But, you know, every once in a while we sit and talk, whether it's music or he educates me on sports or some of the card games that he plays. Or we used to take out board games and play, but my dementia tells me every day I don't want to do that anymore. But, you know, your family if you're going through stuff like I'm going through, are the best people in the world. And if they didn't want to do what they do to help you get through life every day, they wouldn't. They'd send you someplace where they would deal with it for them. My family hasn't done that yet. And that's probably because I spend most of my time in this 12 by 12 foot room hiding from the world. Hiding because my brain goes back 40 years and remembers when I wasn't like this. I got up every morning and I went to my limo job for 32 of those 40 years, and I did my job because I loved it. In college, I did my Sunday night, Monday morning, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. radio show because I loved it. I did any other radio show, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. that they would throw at me. I did any other radio show they would let me do if someone needed to fill in. I got hired and I did 7 nights a week at night, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. because I loved it. I couldn't stay awake. That's why I'm not there anymore. But, you can do anything you want to do, anything you put your mind to. And if you need help, there are people in your life who will help you. But by the same token, there are people in your life who will knock you down and tell you that you cannot do what you want to do. Your dementia, your mental illness, your eyesight, your this, your that, will keep you from doing what you want to do or excelling at it like everybody else. Bull crap. Craig Peterson is either a former psychologist of some kind. I think it's children, but I have sent him messages often begging him to come on. And I promise I will not interrupt you, Craig, while you're talking. I'll get somebody else to come on and be the live producer and turn my mic off because I need somebody at this point who can come on and do a broadcast or a series of broadcasts and let people know, those of us with mental illness are not all the scum of the earth. There are some that are scum of the earth. The guys, the gals that take guns and go into schools and kill our kids and our grandkids and the teachers and the administrators, maybe even wound first responders that come out to do their job. They're not scum of the earth, as I just called them, and I apologize for doing that. Most of them just need help. I know it's common to hope that you go into one of those situations and the police shoot you and you die. And I think it's, you hope that you die because you keep screaming for help and nobody will help you, or you're too embarrassed to scream for help because you think nobody can help you. I'm going to go back to doing some Boogie with the Bulls where they're just rants like this. But I hope you listen and I hope you hear something. And if you hear something that says, hey, there are people out there that want to help you, get a hold of me after the broadcast. Messenger me. Call me through Messenger. But if you call me through Messenger, at least send me a message on Messenger that says you're going to call me. And don't call me after 8 o'clock at night. Actually, don't call me after 7 o'clock if I'm live. Don't call me after 9 o'clock on a night that I am live. And don't call me before 10 o'clock in the morning because I want to make sure that my wife, Donna, gets all the sleep she can every night before she goes off to work. But call me. When I'm home, message me and ask if you can call me. and I'll do my best to listen to you and not interrupt you and make notes and see if I can talk to the thousands of friends that I have on Facebook that might be able to help you. And if they can't, maybe they know somebody who can. Greg says yes. PSY, which I assume is psychology, doctorate, specializing in child development. I knew that. I thought that's what it was, Craig. I didn't mean to insult you in any way, but I thought it was child development. But, I'm 62 years old, and I have the brain of a 6.2-year-old. It's not because of you that I have not come on yet, just not much free time, and I don't feel like I'm all that interesting. Well, Craig, you are. You are. Because as I said, if somebody at some time in their life who thinks they're not of interest to everybody reaches that one body and helps that one body, gotta bring my voice down again, helps that one body, I, Dave Goldman, Boogie with the Bull, did my job. I can't help everybody. It's impossible. I'd have to be on 24/7. I'd have to be bigger than Oprah Winfrey. I'd have to tie up Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, Dr. this, Dr. that. And, it's just not possible. But, society failed a lot of people because society wanted to fail a lot of people. And Jane O'Malley, who watches all the time, and if she misses one of the lives, she watches the podcast, says, no, it's our society that has let those with mental illness down. It's a darn shame. They need help now more than ever. We do. And what scares me even more would be to find out in the 2020 election how many of us were screwed by Democrats and had their votes changed, or didn't even get their ballot to vote and somebody else did. And Facebook, you can tag this misinformation, lies, whatever, prove me wrong. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to come back to me and say, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, prove me wrong. Okay? I wish I could get James O'Keefe from O'Keefe Media, formerly of Project Veritas. Wish I could get him on, because he knows the truth. I made a comment on a Laura Loomer post yesterday. She's run for the House of Representatives against James Webster, I believe his name is, who, from what I hear, is a big rhino in the House. A lot of people, like I said, they don't want to come on because of the way I am. Well, come on, and I promise I'll behave. I'll make sure I'll make sure I got a live producer who can make sure my mic is off when it needs to be off. And maybe I'll learn, but we'll get information out and we'll help people. And we'll laugh. We might even cry. But, I'm done waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and worrying until 5:30 when I fall back asleep. And then when I wake up at 6 and start planning the day and the night's broadcast or the day's broadcast in the morning, what are we going to do? Okay? It's not about reaching high numbers on Facebook or on YouTube, because the reality is I'm never going to reach high numbers on Facebook or on YouTube. Okay. YouTube wants 1,000 subscribers who have watched 4,000 hours. There's plenty more than 4,000 hours on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. So anytime you 1,000 want to go over there and subscribe and watch and help, more power to you. On Facebook, for Facebook Watch, I think it's 50,000 people have to watch. They have to watch 180,000 hours. So it's like 3 hours. It's a little more than 3 hours a piece. Well, if we do Tuesday and Thursday live Boogie with the Bulls, they're generally 2 hours long. Sometimes even 2.5 hours. Watch 2.5 hour Boogie with the Bulls. That's 5 hours. So 50,000 people, go do it. And it's never been important to me to get the views, to get a few pennies from Facebook or YouTube. I'm not doing this to make a living. I do bitch and moan like everybody else does on Facebook, and you'll see it on YouTube, because I've got outdated equipment or equipment that's about to be outdated, and I'm living the life on Social Security disability, and I am not capable of buying the new latest Chromebooks or this one or that one, or, everything I need to do everything I think we need to try to reach more people and get the higher numbers. But I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this to make a living. I never sat out to do this to make a living. Okay? And the other thing that has come up in conversation lately behind the scenes, watch Dan Bongino, watch Steve Bannon, watch Stu Peters, watch Lucretia Hughes, listen to Randy Harrison, listen to Randy Rhodes, watch the American Rebellion over on Rumble. I can't anymore, but watch the American Rebellion over on Rumble, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Watch everything you can watch wherever you can watch it. Look for that one piece that clicks in your brain, that one little nugget that you learned from that broadcast. Watch Boogie with the Bull. Find that one little nugget that you get from each broadcast. And if you got a nugget of your own that you want discussed on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, I've always said, message me. Tell me about it. I'm going to want to get you on the phone for a little bit so that we can talk and I can understand what it is you want to present that nugget. And then I'm going to tell you, sure, this is when we can do it. And most of the time, if you say, I can't do it at that time, but I can do it at this time, I'll beg my wife and the other people in the house and the dogs in Studio B and our dogs to let me have the time to do it. And we'll do it. Because I don't believe a lot of other broadcasters on Facebook or YouTube really care if you tell them. I watch a lot of broadcasts on Facebook and the live chat comments are turned off, or you got to buy 200 stars, or you got to do this, or you got to do that. No. I can post a broadcast on the Boogie with the Bull page, and the only way you can make a comment that I'm going to see is if you buy 200 stars. Bull crap. Bull crap. Lucretia Hughes is great. Mac McGregor is a saint. I've had Mac on a lot of times, and I look forward to every time I get a chance to have him on. I was going to go to one of the first Faith Over Fear events that Lucretia was going to host. Randy Griesenbeck and his wife and Darlene Leonard. I forget the last name starts with a C, but Darlene and Randy were going to cover my costs to get there. If I could cover my costs to get back, or I think between the two of them, my cost to get there would have been covered, and I would have broadcast it live. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. But Lucretia is a great person. Mac is a great person. Lucretia has come into a world-class journalist as far as I am concerned. It still posts it here on Facebook. And, no negativity toward the ones I mentioned before. Stu Peters. I used to share Stu Peters to like 150 groups on Facebook every night, and I wish I still could. I used to share Bongino the same way. I don't think I was as successful sharing Steve Bannon and War Room only because it came up at a time that I'm not able to do it. Or I forget because I have dementia. But, like I said, watch everybody you can. Learn everything you can. Read news online everywhere you can. Share it everywhere you can. Battle with Facebook to share truth on Facebook. Because if you don't, and you just accept that every time Facebook takes something down and spanks you for 6 days, that's going to become your life on Facebook. The ones that stand up eventually get to a point where they still spank me, and I've got, I don't know how many groups that are mine, and how many other groups we're affiliated with, and how many other groups everybody else is affiliated with. But they still spank me every day. I got to a point for a while where I wouldn't post anything anywhere because I was afraid I'd get spanked or that group would get spanked. But share it read it wherever you can. Share it wherever you can on Facebook. Share it wherever you can off Facebook. Suggest that your friends join other social media networks. If you're on X, suggest they join X. If you're on Truth Social, suggest they join Truth Social. If you're on MeWe, share it all over MeWe. If you're on American Social Patriot Network, or American Patriot Social Network, that's what it is, American Patriot Social Network, go over there and share it. Go to StreetLock and share it. Take from StreetLock and share it everywhere else. Become what I call a serial drive-by poster. That's a person who takes from wherever they can and shares it wherever they can. Greatest thing to be on social media. Pick something up everywhere you go and take it and drop it off everywhere you go. And pick something up from there and take it and drop it everywhere else you go. Do not let Facebook become the beginning and end of your social media experience. Why? Because one day it's going to be, or whatever replaces it is going to be. We may not see social media reform from the House or the Senate, whether it requires an override because Biden doesn't sign it, or this, that, and the other. Matter of fact, I'm tired. I don't even watch the hearings on Capitol Hill anymore in the House and the Senate because they're 100% bullshit. Tom Cotton looks at Mark Zuckerberg and says, do you feel responsible for these kids to kill their lives because of the algorithms and everything and what you force them to see? And he apologizes. But it's really a bullshit apology as far as I'm concerned. Because if it was really concerned, the crap wouldn't be on Instagram or wherever it was. Or on TikTok or this one or that one. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting what your kids see on social media every day that you know nothing about. And you find out after a very unfortunate, sad event. And you pray to God and find out ways that you hope nobody else's children will ever see it, which is a wonderful thing. But you know what? It shouldn't be there in the beginning. Stop telling me about the pedophile network part of Facebook. It's so well hidden that if you actually see it, odds are they invited you in there because they thought you were one of them. They didn't invite you in there to help shut them down. And Facebook, it's so well hidden because you don't want anybody else to see it, because you don't want anybody else to know that you have it here. Then don't. Everybody sees my little comical line at the bottom of a blogatorial in the newsfeed every once in a while. I'm announcing my candidacy for Facebook CEO 2024 or whatever year it is. I could win the election. Mark Zuckerberg could call me, invite me into his office, tell me I'm Facebook CEO now. Wouldn't mean anything. I couldn't do anything. He owns 29% of Facebook. He decides everything that is going to happen. Content moderation is a joke. My idea to create a content moderation board, which is member heavy, that makes decisions that they send to me or would send to me as CEO that are binding, that I have to act upon or go back to them and explain to them why I'm not going to act upon them. But most of them would be acted upon. Would never work here. And it's not ever going to work on X either. Or any place else that tells you they have a content moderation board where members have a say in the matter. But anyway, it's 43 minutes into this morning's rant here on Boogie with the Bull. Craig says he's likely, if he has 20 minutes, 20 minutes to attend a faith over fear rally, or I'm going to take it on to 20 minutes to do a Boogie with the Bull. Work that in there and just say, hey, Craig, it may be the 20 minutes that came on to a Boogie with the Bull for 20 minutes. It might just be the 20 minutes that saves somebody. And I'm not trying to guilt you there, but, it might honestly be the 20 minutes that wakes somebody up and gets them on the journey to getting help. And yeah, health insurance in this country is bullcrap. It really is. Especially if you have mental health issues. It's priced a lot higher, even with a copay or no copay, than a lot of people can handle. And even if it is, they're giving it free to everybody who hopped, skipped, and jumped across from Mexico, came into here illegally, and did whatever they're doing here. I don't know what to tell you anymore. I really don't. I mean, like I said, I like doing these broadcasts. There's nothing better than a good rant for an hour here, hour and a half there. But like I said, I hope you get something out of that rant. Excuse me. I hope you get something out of that rant. And if you do and you need help, message me. I'll hope I can point you in the right direction. Can't promise you that I can. Can't promise that I can get you help, but I hope I will point you in the right direction. Because my fear will be that if I don't, then you'll do something drastic one day. And I don't ever want to go to someone's funeral and have to look down and say, I couldn't help. I'm sorry, but, maybe thinking I can help is a God complex, and I should just get over that and not be able to help, because I often can't help myself. But you live and learn, and then you buy loves. And Joe Biden should love that. Matter of fact, I laughed really hard watching Joe Biden. I don't know where he was, if it was a speech in the White House or a press conference or something. He said, I'm wearing my Ukraine pin. I'm wearing my Ukraine tie. And I'm wearing my Ukraine underwear over my diaper. And the only thing that he didn't tell you was that the diaper was made in Ukraine too. It's time, people. If you don't want this country to go beyond bankruptcy and land in the gates of hell, and be broke, it's time to force your members of Congress and your state legislatures and your governors to do the right thing. And if they can't, and they're up for re-election in November, then it's time to vote them out. And it's time for the new ones who get voted in to pass term limits that are enforced and done. No more 40, 60, 80 years in there. No more having a president who says, oh, I don't know. I didn't know where my staff was shipping these boxes to, or what they were shipping to those boxes, or what they were shipping in those boxes. Joe Robinette Biden Jr. Doesn't matter. What was in those boxes, you shouldn't have had as a senator. What were in those boxes, you shouldn't have had as a vice president. Whether or not your Department of Justice through Attorney General Merrick Garland got you off the hook somehow, it doesn't matter. Donald Trump was president of the United States. What he took with him, according to the Presidential Records Act, appears to have been allowed for him to take with him. That's it. If you don't like it, work to get the Presidential Records Act changed. And if you do, make damn sure that you are compliant with it when you leave in 2024. Period. And don't you dare tell me that what you had was more secure than how President Trump dealt with it at his home here in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. Keeping stuff in a glove box in a garage that anyone could have gotten into is not more secure than Trump's Secret Service staff, Trump's own security staff, Mar-a-Lago's security staff taking care of. Stop telling America, oh, there was stuff all over there. See this picture, that picture, BS. There was stuff all over that your Justice Department laid down to take pictures, or brought with them and laid down to take pictures, to make it look like it was just scattered all over there. You know, done. Absolutely done. You're an abomination to the presidency, and you should just resign and walk away. But you're not going to, and that's okay. Hopefully you'll get voted out. And, look for the day that Mr. Trump is back in the Oval Office, and hopefully he can continue some of what he had managed to do before he was removed in 2020. Because, as I said, watching an interview recently with Janet Yellen, the head of the Fed, or whatever she does, secretary, something, Treasury, who knows. The Fed, she said, has no plan on their agenda to do anything to try to lower prices to where they were before the pandemic. Now, I'm going to say it the way she really wanted to say it. The Fed has no plan to roll back prices to where they were before the pandemic. Done. And Craig is saying, I'm going to light this one up, Trump Ramaswamy 2024. I haven't really done a lot of looking into Ramaswamy. He kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I did a little bit of looking at him. But maybe he is the best person. Originally, I think I fell to thinking that Trump, our governor here in Florida, would be the best. But you know what? Maybe Ramaswamy is the best. I know it's nobody that dropped out that ran for the Republican nomination, and it certainly won't ever be Nikki Haley. And as you've heard others say on their broadcast, that she stands or deserves to lose South Carolina in the South Carolina primary. And it should be that if you lose your home state, if you're running for the Democrat or Republican nomination and you lose your home state, you should drop out, really. Because if you don't have the support of the people in your home state, how can you expect the rest of the country to support you? But anyway, Thursday, yeah, I agree, Craig. Nikki Haley is a plant for the Democrats. They're all plants for each other. That's the real sad thing. But they are. They are. They really are. And it's no more sending a freshman, a new person who's never served in the House or the Senate, to the House or the Senate, because within days of getting there, they will probably be as corrupted as any of the other ones who are already there and have served multiple terms already. Um, you know, I don't know what the answers are anymore. It is 11:33. We're going to start wrapping this one up. We will pull the plug at about 11:30. I did want to mention that Randy Rhodes, who is working on something, and Dave Golovin, who likes doing morning caffeine, will be teaming up around 10 a.m. on Thursday and on Friday, because those two mornings came together, and you'll get an idea, maybe, of what Randy is planning on his new broadcast. I do not believe that it will be politically motivated. It will be more of the genealogy vein, where all roads lead to whom genealogy services is located. So we'll be discussing that. We will be discussing politics, because Randy does have opinions, and I would like hearing them, like arguing them with him sometimes too. But that's Thursday and Friday morning at 10 a.m. Just because the opportunity came up to do them Thursday and Friday. I don't know if there will be more Boogie with the Bulls in the 10 a.m. slot on Thursday or on weekdays. I enjoy doing it, but I just have to make sure my thoughts are a little more planned and either written down or whatever, because I don't know if anybody catches anything out of the ramble train, the rambling and tangent trains. But anyway, I want to thank Craig Peterson for watching and listening. I want to thank Jane O'Malley for watching and listening. Roll back up. Lee Priest, who has given me an idea that we're still kind of tearing through very slowly and getting ready. Jane O'Malley, you are always appreciated for watching, and thanks for your happy thoughts. And anybody else who watched. I didn't post any promo to this. We just kind of decided to do this. But I am going to wrap this one up by saying Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday over on Rumble. Go watch The American Rebellion with Jerry Michaels and Jen Woodruff and Nikki Young. And sometimes Robert Lawless, the Minnesota Madman, is there. Sometimes a whole lot of other people are there. You won't see me there. I'm not there anymore, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch it anymore. Don't not watch it because I'm not there anymore. Go to the Michael Anthony page and become Michael Anthony's friend and keep track of the various topics of broadcasts that Michael Anthony does, and watch them all and learn and share them all over Facebook wherever you can. If you're a friend of Beth Woodruff, not Woodruff, if you're a friend of Beth McCord's, drop her a note on Messenger and tell her that she should think about jumping on Boogie with the Bull Tuesday Night Live. And we hope that she does. And we hope that anybody else who feels they have something to say to the 25 or 26 people that watch it live, and I don't know how many people have watched it so far. Actually, the last one was a rare Saturday morning Boogie with the Bull. And if you give me a second to go into Facebook and go to my profile and scroll down and find a rare Saturday morning, I will be able to tell you how many people watched it. Scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I wish phones worked like Facebook tracking. There it is. 166 people have watched it since we went live last Saturday at 10:30. And 26 people watched it live. So it's growing. And there will be another one this Saturday. And if the numbers keep growing, then we will try to keep it around for a while. So Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We try to end around 8:30. Sometimes we end at 9, but we try to end around 8:30. And if we got it down to where we end at 8 o'clock, an hour broadcast would be great. And a rare Saturday morning boogie with the Bulls starts somewhere between 10 and 10:30. And they also try to follow the hour and a half to hopefully an hour broadcast. As I have said before, with any broadcast I do right now recently, I'm looking for someone who has the skills and maybe has a studio and can either do it for trade out, not for monetary compensation, but do it for some kind of a trade out that can clip 2-minute, 3-minute clips out of the various broadcasts that I do, the Boogie with the Bull broadcasts, that I can incorporate into posts on Facebook and on other social media to get more people to watch. And like I said, we're looking at the next destination to get added will be Rumble and maybe X and maybe Streetlock. And those three cost money. And we may have to ask people to contribute and help, or just accept that we're going to be on Facebook and YouTube forever. But anyway, it's now 11:40, and I said we'd be done at 11:30, so we actually started at about 11:40 because it's an hour and 2 minutes that we've done this. I thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you share this with your friends. I hope they don't get mad at you for sharing it. I hope you share it with people who are not your friends, and I hope they don't get angry at you for sharing it. In your political groups that you're in, it's up to you if you share it, and don't get upset if the admins or moderators zap it, because it really wasn't a political broadcast. It was more of a self-explanation of the ideas behind Boogie with the Bull Tuesday, Thursday, and a rare Saturday for now, and any other Boogie with the Bull that we do. If you want to be on tonight's broadcast, message me by 6:30 p.m. and you will get the link by 6:45. It will probably start off politically, going over the news of the day, and then move on to whatever people on the panel and people in the live chats want to discuss. And if it's just me with the live chats, which is 100% fine with me, we will stick to what people want to discuss, plus whatever comes out of my head to discuss, and we may end at 8 o'clock. We'll start at 7. We may end at 8. That's just where things are going right now. But anyway, I thank Craig Peterson and, like I said, Jane O'Malley and Lee Priest and anyone else who watched. I may share it. I'll probably share it in our groups. I won't share it in other groups because I don't know if they will keep it. So it will be in American Regulators. It will be in Boogie with the Bull. It will be in Conservative Freedom Defenders. It will be in MAGA News Nation. It will be in the Red MAGA Nation. It will be in the Great American Nation public group. It will be in the Hardcore Conservatives private group. It will be in, there's one more, it will be in the United Media Group Uncensored. It will be in a few other places. It will be in United Media Group Uncensored without the. It will be in United Media Group Uncensored, because I'm hoping that more and more people posting in the United Media group Uncensored Newsfeed will push the serial drive-by pornings down lower and lower and lower in the newsfeed, show Facebook that there are members of that group interested in saving that group. And if they don't take pity on my soul and make me an admin, they may take pity on Roland Hatton's soul and make him an admin, and then he'll take pity on my soul and we'll change the name and help keep it around, because that's what it's all about. Right now, in my head, typically in an election year, it is important to save as many groups as we can that are conservative, patriot, Republican, MAGA, whatever you want to call us, and carry them through the election in November. And then even if Trump wins or Trump loses, on Facebook, there'll probably be a lot more groups that we can adopt and try to save, or just, consolidate what we have and continue to be on Facebook as long as we can. I did say once that the conservative patriot voice will ring loud and clear on Facebook as long as I am on Facebook. And you can take that as me trying to make me more important than I am, or just telling you reality, that I will do my best to make sure the conservative patriot voice continues to ring loud and clear on Facebook for as long as I can. And in the event that Facebook were to ever remove me, take my account away, I'm not going to come back with thousands of other accounts like everybody else. I'll just find other places to go to and be happy doing it. Robin Brunson, who watches Boogie with the Bull Tuesday Night Live and Thursday Night Live, asked the important question. She said, "Hi, Dave. On my lunch break at work, and we'll go live tonight." Yes, we are going live tonight at 7 p.m., Robin. This was just something that I felt like doing. And if you missed it, watch the beginning. Thursday and Friday morning at 10 a.m. Randy Rose and I will be together to kind of promote his upcoming broadcast, new broadcast, which is not politics, and probably talk politics too, because Randy and I like talking politics, and sometimes we argue, and I cut him off every single time, and I will probably continue to do that. But I like doing broadcasts with Randy, regardless of the topic. I think at times we can be too sarcastically fun people that enjoy working hard to get whatever is on our minds out. And at 65 years old, if Randy is still able to speak his mind and let people know what he is thinking these days, it maybe gives me something to look forward to in 2 years when I'm 62. So every time Robin Brunson comes into a Boogie with the Bull live chat, it makes me think about Fat Cup Coffee Company, because we were talking about coffee months ago when Robin came on, and she mentioned that Fat Cup Coffee Company was her favorite, and that she was going to send me, I think it was a pound bag, ground 5-pound bag of their house roast. And then I thought, hey, it would be cool to see if they might sponsor and do trade outs for Fat Cup Coffee merchandise, including coffee and some of their fat cups that we could give away on the broadcast. And then I decided that some of the broadcasts kind of got iffy, and I didn't think that they would want to do them. So I hope maybe one day that they'll see the kind of fun that we have. We're working hard. We only get maybe 25, 26 people watching live, but it's up to 166 that watched on Saturday. And I'm sure they're all coffee drinkers. And I know everybody who will watch tonight. And the Tuesday and Thursday usually are anywhere between 25 and 40. And sometimes as high as 100 or more, depending on who ends up being on the broadcast tonight. So maybe we'll get them as a sponsor. If you are a business and you would like to have your business plugged on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, I'm not even going to charge you. But if you have a ceramic cup, I'm going to just use this one for example. If you have a ceramic cup and you promise to send me one, and you do, I will probably promote you forever. If you have a thermal mug, kind of something like this, I will probably salute you for forever and a day, and use your thermal mug on a broadcast. If you have hats that have the name of your business on it, ball caps, I will gladly wear one of them. And if you have t-shirts, I will even wear your t-shirt. And if you sell your t-shirts, I will even help you try to sell your t-shirts. And no, I don't want a cut. If you make polo shirts, I'll wear your polo shirts all the time, broadcast or no broadcasts, out in public, just because I fancy polo shirts. But anyway, we've reached coming up on an hour and 15 minutes, and I don't want to go much longer. I think I've covered just about everything. But if you have a cup, ceramic or thermal, and you would like to get plugged, let me know. It's free. And t-shirt, again, I'll wear that on the broadcast, and it's free. If you want to give away some of the merchandise on for your business, we'll be glad to work that into a broadcast and do that as well. And no, we're not looking to charge you. Not looking to charge you at all. Just trade and help get the word out on your business. One thing I am going to do is grab these two books right here. They are 2020, A Clear Vision for America, and 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future. They were written by retired Marine Captain Bill Muckler. You can learn more about them at 2020americabook.com. That's 2020americabook.com. You can learn more about them on the Bill Muckler Facebook profile. You can learn more about them on the Bill Muckler Show group every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the 5 weekdays that I know of. Around 11 a.m., Bill's daily broadcast is posted in the Bill Muckler Show group and on his profile. Go watch it, share it, please. Help Bill out. A great conservative ideas that I think he wrote back in 2015 in the two books, and are reasons why he should be president today, other than he is close to 90, and that's probably why he shouldn't be president, because he's probably enjoying his life very much. Like I said, a retired Marine captain, a good guy. You've seen him on everybody's broadcasts, and that's all I'm going to say. So thank you for watching. Thanks, Robin, for coming in under the wire on your lunch break. And like I said, Thursday and Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern with Randy Rhodes. I'm not sure who's going to be joining me yet for a rare Saturday morning. Boogie with the Bull, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll let you know as soon as I know, or tune in and you'll know. And again, if you want to be on tonight's Boogie with the Bull Tuesday Night Live, let me know by 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we go live at 7 p.m. Or preferably we meet in the studio at 6:45 and we all talk for a bit before we go live, and we go live at 7 o'clock. I know some broadcasts let you have a link, they go live and you pop in whenever you want. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit more anal on that. I prefer that everybody who is going to go live at 7 o'clock is in the studio at 6:45, and that way we all have a chance to talk, check our mics, and make sure our cameras are okay, and this, that, and the other thing. And then we go live at 7 o'clock. But that's just me. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, let me know. If you did, let me know. If you ever have an idea for a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, message me on Facebook Messenger, and or you can email me at boogiewiththebull@gmail.com. That's BOOGIEWITHTHTHEBULL. One word, boogiewiththebull@gmail.com. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Last thing I'm going to say, because something just flashed on my screen, is I don't care if you do anybody else's broadcast. I don't. Okay? Because I can't do all the broadcasts that I want to do, meaning that there's just not enough time in the day to do them. And physically and mentally, I'm not able to anymore. But I don't care whose broadcast you do. Okay? Don't even care if it's on at the same time I'm doing a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. If you want to be on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, you're more than welcome to be on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, regardless of who other broadcasts you do. And those other broadcasters are welcome to come on to Boogie with the Bull anytime. I'm going to end this Boogie with the Bull by saying I learned a lesson from a broadcasting friend of mine a long time ago. If you have a problem with someone on your broadcast, or they have a problem with you, and a Boogie with the blowout, as I call it, occurs, that person said you work with it there and you try to resolve it. If the instigator, the other person, leaves your broadcast, that's it. The next broadcast, you come on and everybody leaves that last regurgitation in the green room and comes on and does a broadcast, and then takes their regurgitation with them when they leave. If they don't, our green room staff cleans the green room and sanitizes it at the end of the broadcast. Life is too short. There's too much going on in America right now, and I'm as much of the drama as other people are, but there's too much going on right now to let whatever get in the way, period. It has nothing to do with how old one person is or how old I am or how old anybody is. There's just too much going on. Too much going on. I did this one this morning because I wanted to be by myself. But anybody is welcome to come on to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast at any time. And if you have something negative to say to me, I will turn my mic off so that I cannot interrupt you. And I will give you your time to be as negative as you want, as long as you remain on my broadcast and give me an opportunity in this level of a voice to respond to you how I feel. If you leave, if you say, hey, I want to come on and tell you off, and then as soon as you tell me off, you leave, you will not be back. Okay? It's a two-way street. Okay? I'm not any better than anybody else doing this. I may have more experience doing it than some. I don't have more experience than others. But you know what? I do it the best I can with other people who do it the best they can. And some nights, tempers just go awry. You know, so like I said, if I'm on your broadcast and I'm interrupting you and or everybody else, turn my mic off. If I get mad that you turned my mic off, then I may leave. If I leave, it's so that I can take a breath and be ready to come back if I'm going to come back. That's it. And if I go back to any of these broadcasts that have ever complained that I interrupt everybody, and I do it constantly, and I do this and I do that, and you don't want me to come back, then let me know that too. Okay. I will apologize to the one broadcaster last night because I worded something in their live chat in a way that I knew would probably upset them. And I was 100% wrong for doing that. I'm not going to discuss where it was or how it was. If you really want to know, message me and I'll tell you in private and you can go watch it. Okay. And I shouldn't really have done that. I wanted to watch the broadcast, and that's my fault for wording something the way I worded it in the live chat was probably 100% wrong and set up whatever happened. But that's the end of it. Okay. As I said, anybody is welcome to come on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and speak to me however they want to speak to me, as long as they give me the opportunity to respond to them. And as I had just said, if you come on and you give me a boogie with the blowout and then you ignite your parachute and leave, you're not coming back. Okay? I've always said treat people with the same respect that you expect when you're on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. So if you're coming on to rip me up, and you're more than welcome to do that, at least give me an opportunity to hopefully rip you up without raising my voice, because I learned that from my grandmother. Grandmother Stone could rip you up one side and down the other before you went to bed. She always ended it with a joke or said something funny so people would laugh. And the next morning reminded you that she loved you, but you just did something wrong. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We don't need to keep letting my mind drift back to whenever. So tonight's Boogie with the Bull, 7 p.m. to about 8:30. If people come on to rip me up, which they're allowed, and I have to give response time, it may extend to 9 o'clock. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm hoping that it doesn't happen. I'm hoping that it's just, as words were said last night, it's done, it's over. Okay, it's done and it's over. So whatever happens, happens, and whatever doesn't happen, doesn't happen. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin. You're not. Thank you for the privilege of your time. The dogs are going to, I'm Dave Globin. Thank you for letting me abuse your time. It's 12:02. Go eat some lunch. I got to feed the dogs. I'm a little hungry. So I got to find something for me to eat. Enjoy our groups on Facebook. And if you want to be on Boogie with the Bull tonight, we're on at 7 o'clock. If you let me know at 6:30, I will make sure you have the link. I would prefer that you're in the studio at 6:45 when we go live. But if you can't be in the studio at 6:45, even if you're coming on to rip me up one side and down the other, you will be more than welcome to join the broadcast when you get there. Except that, like I said, my plan right now is to go live at 7 p.m. and end at 8:30 p.m. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin, you're not, and we're just not going to do this anymore because I don't want to do it anymore. even though I ended up doing what I didn't want to do. And I did that because I'm mentally ill. I have Lewy body dementia. I have bipolar 1 and 2. I have macular edema in my right eye. I get injections every 2 months. And I'm sure there are a lot of other things that I forgot that I have that I haven't mentioned to you as well. I hope that we will get Craig Peterson, even if it's on for 20 minutes, or even if we have to record it at some time that's convenient for Craig. I really would like it to be live, but I'm not going to push you, Craig. I'm not going to really, but I hope that maybe sometime we get a chance and we have you on. Anyway, the dogs on this side are going crazy to the dogs on the other side of the room. So live well and prosper. This is the part of the broadcast where we say you've been watching Boogie with the Bull. Tuesday morning caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. We own it all. If you don't think we own it all, send me some kind of violation and we'll deal with it later. I'm not a lawyer and I can't afford one, so you'll probably win anyway. Live well and prosper. Double beats for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is coming to an end. And slide down and hit the